Security begins with you.
Security
Security
is
begins with
me
me
and
and
you.
you.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
security.
security.
Is the
It's the
revolution
revolution we go
on
on
Saturday on
Saturday
the
on the
Global
global
Clusters and
clusters
the
on the
Sparkles
Sparkles
platform
platform.
with our retired
Retired
Colonel
Colonel
Chief
Chief
Michael
Michael
Gbenga
Gbenga
Oshin,
Oshin,
the
the
001
001
Global
global
Security
security
Clusters
clusters
of
of
the
the
Global
global
Clusters.
clusters worldwide.
In
In
his
his
absence,
absence,
uh,
uh,
we'll
we'll be
holding
holding the Let's Talk
security
Security
today.
today.
And
And
I will
I will
be
be
the
the
anchor of
anchor of
today.
today.
I go
I
by
go
the
by the
name
name
Kayode
Kayode Oyedotun,
aka
aka Master
Genie,
Genie,
also
also the
the
002
certificate
certificate
revolution
revolution
of the
of the
global
global
clusters.
clusters.
I want
I
to
want to
appreciate
appreciate
our
our
global
global
president,
president,
the
the
founder
founder
of the
of the
global
global
clusters
clusters
and
and
the
the
sparkles,
Sparkle
Ambassador
Ambassador
Dr.
Dr.
Adekunle
Adekunle
Badmus.
Badmus.
I
I
greet you,
greet you,
sir.
sir.
Excellent,
Excellent
moment to
moment to
you.
you.
I
I
understand you
understand
are
you are
currently
currently
busy
busy
with
with
other
other
meetings at
meetings
the
at the
moment.
moment.
I want
I
to
want to
say a
say a
great
great
shout out
shout out
to
to
our
our
First
First
Lady
Lady
of
of
the
the
Global
Global
Clusters,
Clusters,
Chief
Chief
Mrs.
Mrs.
Motunaya
Motunaya
Badmus.
Badmos.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
for your
great
great
support.
support.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
all you
all you
do to
do to
contribute
contribute
to
to
humanity.
humanity.
Without you,
Without
we
you,
will
we
not
will not
be
be
able
able
to be
to be
talking
talking
about
about
security
security
here right
here
now
right now
because we
because we
will
will
not
not
have
have
the
the
global
global
clusters
clusters
if you
if
have
you have
not
not
supported
supported
our
our
global
global
president
president
in
in
innovation
innovation
and
and
creating
creating
this
this
great
great
platform.
platform.
So
So
thank you
thank you
very
very
much.
much.
I
I
greet
greet
all the
all the
great
great
clusters
clusterians
and
and
sparkies
sparkies
wherever
wherever
you
you
are.
are.
I
I
say
say
excellent
excellent
day,
day,
excellent
excellent
moment to
moment to
you.
you.
It's
It's
another
another
amazing
amazing
moment,
moment,
another
another
wonderful
wonderful
moment
moment
to
to
be
be
on the
on the
spark
spark
of
of
our
our
engine
engine
room
room
talking
talking
about
about
security.
security. Okay.
We are
We're
live
live
on
on
YouTube,
YouTube.
and I've
I've
just
just
sent the
sent the
broadcast to
broadcast
the
to the
group
group
chat
chat
for
for
other
other
clusters
clusters
and
and
packets
packets
to be
to be
able to
able to
plug
plug
in.
in.
Welcome,
Welcome back in
Sparky.
Sparky Olayinka.
Thanks for
Thanks for
joining
joining
us
on
today.
today. Let's talk
Security,
security.
our
Our
001
001
global
global
security
security
clusters of
clusters
the
of the
global
global
cluster
cluster
that's
that's
in
in
person
person
of
of
retired
retired
Colonel
Colonel
Chief
Chief
Michael
Michael
Gbenga
Gbenga
Oshin
Oshin
is
is
currently
currently
absent
absent
today,
today,
and
and
he
he
already
already
sent
sent
this in
this
the
in the
group
group
chat,
chat,
which
which
is
is
election
election
security
security
begins in
begins
the
in the
mind.
mind.
Okay,
Okay,
and
and
defeating
defeating
fear,
fear,
manipulation,
manipulation,
and
and
violence
violence
before
before
the
the
ballot.
ballot.
The
The
greatest
greatest
election
election
security
security
threat
threat
is
is
not the
not the
ballot
ballot
box,
box,
it
it
is
is
the
the
uncontrolled
uncontrolled
mind.
mind.
So
So
that is
that is
what we are
what we are
talking
talking
about
about
today.
today.
And
And
last
last
week,
week,
we
we
did
did
talk
talk
about
about
some of
some
it,
of it,
and
and
today,
today,
in his
in his
absence,
absence,
we're
we are
just,
just,
going
going
to
to
talk
talk
more
more
on
on
discipline,
discipline,
the
the
ability
ability
to
to
control
control
emotion,
emotion,
behavior,
behavior,
reactions,
reactions,
and
and
decisions,
decisions,
even
even
under
under
pressure,
pressure,
provocation,
provocation,
fear,
fear,
or
or
manipulation.
manipulation.
In
In
security, we
security,
have
we have
learned
learned
that
that
discipline
discipline
is the
is the
barrier
barrier
between
between
order
order
and
and
chaos.
chaos.
That
That
means
means
that
that
it
it
is
is
discipline
discipline
that is
that is
between
between
peace
peace
and
and
problem.
problem.
you know,
You know,
some
some
people
people
like
like
peace
peace,
and some
and some
people
people
like
like
problem.
problem.
So,
So,
in the
in the
time of
time of
election,
election,
we should
we should
choose
choose
discipline.
discipline.
You know, because with
Because with
discipline,
discipline,
we will
we will
be
be
able to
able to
control our
control our
emotions,
emotions,
our
our
behavior
behavior
and
and
reactions
reactions
and
and
decisions.
decision.
You're not
You're
gonna
not gonna
say
say
because
because
everybody is
everybody
saying
is saying
this
this
government is
government is
bad,
bad,
this
this
government is
government
no
is
good.
not good.
But
But
many
many
people have
people have
not
not
read the
read the
manifesto.
manifesto.
Many
Many
people
people
does not
does not
know the
know the
security
security
plan
plan
of the
of the
government.
government.
But
But
unless you
unless
go
you
and
go
do
and
your
do your
research,
research,
most of
most
these
of these
documents
documents
are
are
online
online
these
these
days
days
because this
because
is
this is
democracy
democracy
era.
era.
But not
But not
many
many
people
people
take their
take their
time
time
to
to
find
find
out
out
about these
about these
details.
details. You know,
Not
not
many
many
people
people
do
do
research
research
to
to
find
find
out.
out.
So have
So
you
have
done
you
your
done your
research
research
on the
on the
candidates?
candidates?
For
For
all the posts. Do
Do
you
you
know
know
about
about
them?
them?
Do you
Do
know
you know
their
their
past?
past?
Do
Do
you
you
know
know
their
their
history?
history?
Because if
Because
you
if you
don't
don't
vote at
vote
the
at the
same
same
time,
time,
if
if
you're
you're
complaining
complaining
and
and
you
you
never
never
voted
voted
before,
before,
then
then
you're
you're
just
just
complaining
complaining
because
because
you
you
didn't
didn't
vote
vote
your
your
choice.
choice.
So
So
if
if
you
you
voted
voted
and the
and the
person you
person you
vote
vote
for
for
is
is
doing
doing
wrong
wrong
by
by
you, or
you,
you
or you
feel
feel
that
that
doing
doing
wrong,
wrong,
then you
then
are
you are
able to
able to
call
call
them
them
out
out
because you
because you
can
can
say,
say,
look,
look,
I
I
voted for
voted for
you.
you.
Do you
Do you
understand?
understand?
So
So
we
we
have
have
to
to
be
be
able to
able
do
to
our
do our
research. We
research.
have
We
to
have
be
to be
able
able
to
to
make
make
our
our
own
own
decision.
decision.
So
So
in order
in
to
order to
do
do
that,
that,
we
we
must
must
have
have
discipline.
discipline.
We
We
must
must
have
have
discipline.
discipline.
We
We
have to
have to
have a
have
way
a
of
way of
doing
doing
things
things
our
our
own
own
way
way
that
that
it
it
is the
is the
right
right
way.
way.
Not
Not
just
just
because
because
somebody
somebody
said,
say,
take this
take this
50,000,
50,000,
I
I
want you
want you
to do
to
this
do
for
this
me.
for me.
Take this
Take this
1
1
million,
million,
I
I
want
want
you
you
to
to
do
do
this
this
for
for
me.
me.
And
And
you
you
personally,
personally,
you will
you
not
will
do
not do
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
When
When
you are
you are
disciplined,
disciplined,
no
no
matter
matter
how
how
much
much
you're
you're
being
being
offered,
offered,
if
if
it's
it's
something you
something
will
you will
not
not
do,
do,
you
you
wouldn't
wouldn't
do it.
do it.
And
And
that is
that is
where
where
discipline
discipline
comes in.
comes in.
So
So
discipline
discipline
is the
is the
barrier
barrier
between
between
order
order
and
and
chaos.
chaos.
Discipline
Discipline
is
is
the
the
barrier
barrier
between
between
peace
peace
and
and
violence,
violence,
just to
just to
make that
make that
clear.
clear.
And
And
we'll be
we'll be
discussing
discussing
on
on
how
how
manipulation
manipulation
destroy
destroy
mind
mind
and
and
nations.
nations.
You
You
know,
know,
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
people
people
that are
that are
listening
listening
right
right
now
now
or
or
will be
will be
listening
listening
to us
to
in
us
the
in the
future
future
understand
understand
the
the
word
word
manipulation.
manipulation.
You know,
You know,
but
but
to
to
make
make it
clear,
clear,
manipulation.
manipulation,
Let me
let me
just
just
get that
get that
up.
up. You know,
Manipulation
manipulation
is
is the
practice
practice
of
of
using
using
deceptive
deceptive
or
or
underhanded
underhanded
or
or
indirect
indirect
tactics
tactic
to
to
control
control
or
or
influence
influence
others
others
to your
to
own
your own
advantage.
advantage.
So,
So,
manipulation
manipulation
is
is
when
when
people
people
try to
try to
make
make you
you do
do
something
something
just
just
for
for
their
their
own
own
advantage.
advantage.
They
They
don't
don't
care
care
about
about
you.
you.
And that
And
is
that is
why
why the
politicians
politicians
are
are
good at
good
it.
at this
Because,
because,
yes,
yes,
money
money
is
is
very
very
important.
important.
So,
So,
everybody
everybody
is
is
open to
open to,
money
money
gift
gift
and all
and
of
all of
that.
that.
So,
So,
if you're
if you're
being
being
offered money
offered money
in
in
exchange for
exchange
your
for your
discipline,
discipline,
it's
it's
up to
up to
you,
you,
you know,
you know,
to be
to be
able
able
to
to
control
control
your
your
emotion.
emotion.
It's up
It's
to
up to
you to
you to
hold
hold
on to
on to
your
your
discipline.
discipline.
And that is
That
why
is why
we
we
have
have
this
this
platform.
platform.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
security.
security.
I
I
believe
believe
if
if
many
many
people
people
are
are
able
able
to,
to,
go
go
on
on
let's talk
let's talk
security
security
awareness
awareness like this
and
and
letting
letting
youth
youth
and a
and
lot
a
of
lot
people
of people
to
to
get more
get more
awareness,
awareness,
you know,
you know,
there will
there
be
will be
less
less
election
election
problem
problem
that we are
that we are
facing right
facing right
now.
now.
Look at
Look
what
at
has
what has
happened
happened
recently
recently
in
in
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
The
The
INEC
INEC
boss
boss
has been
has been
found out
found
to
out to
have
have
been
been
a
a
close
close
ally
ally
of the
of the
current
current
president.
president.
You know,
You know,
so
so
people are
people
now
are now being
skeptical.
skeptical.
We are
We
not
are
here
not
to
here to
condemn
condemn
anybody
anybody. We are not
who is
here to
complaining.
complain.
We are
We are
just
just
talking.
talking.
But in
But in
terms of
terms of
security,
security,
the
the
security
security
people
people
or
or
the
the
wise
wise
people are
ones are
thinking that,
thinking that,
oh,
oh,
why will
why will
somebody
somebody heading the
election
election
organization,
organization,
the
the
people that
people
are
that are
supposed
supposed
to
to
judge to
judge to
count,
count,
why
why
will
would
they
they
be
be connected
with
with
the
the
candidate?
candidates?
You know,
You know,
Spakula,
Spakiola Inka,
imagine if
imagine
you
if
are
you are
the
the
head of
head of
INEC
INEC,
that you are
that you
going
are
to
going to
announce
announce
that
that
this is
this
the
is the
winner,
winner,
and your
and your
friend
friend
is
is
part of
part
the
of the
people
people
contesting.
contesting.
Please,
Please,
who are
who
you
are
going
you
to
going to
announce as
announce that
the
is the
winner of
winner of
the
the
election
election
after the
after the
vote
vote
when
when
your
your
friend is
friend
one
is
of
one
the
of the
candidates,
candidates,
and that
and
your
that
friend
your
is
friend is
very,
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 very, very rich?
and in
And in
fact,
fact,
maybe it's
maybe it's
through
through your friend that you got a position.
of
of
being
being
the
the
boss
boss at
at INEC,
INEC?
what would
What would you do?
I will choose my friend
think?
Thank
because
you.
that's what is happening in this Nigeria. We choose people that are rich, that help us, that make us grow, and it's not right, even though it's part of bribery.
Exactly.
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 But
I
I
completely,
completely agree with you there.
you know,
That is part of bribing.
but that
But
is,
that is the problem we are facing these days.
and
And
because
because
people
people
are
are
waking
waking
more
more
these
these
days,
days,
a lot
a
of
lot of
things are
things are
coming
coming
into,
into broad daylight.
you know, this
This
was
was
discovered
discovered
just by
just by
people
people
going
going
through
through
old
old
tweets
tweets
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
That's when
That's
they
when they
found out
find
that
out that
this
this
person is
person is
connected
connected
to
to
this
this
person and
person
is
and
not
is not
supposed to
supposed
be
to be
so.
so.
And
And
along the
along the
line, the
line, the
person
person
deleted their
deleted their
account.
account.
Now the
Now the
matter is
matter
in
is in
court,
court.
but
But
because
because
of
of
Boko
Boko
Haram,
Haram,
because
because
of
of
one
one
actor
actor
that
that
died,
died,
or
or
other
other
bad
bad
things
things
happening in
happening in
Nigeria,
Nigeria,
the
the
media is
media is
covered
covered
and
and
you will
you
not
will
hear
not hear
this
this
kind of
kind of
news.
news.
But this
But
is
this
a
is a
very,
very,
very
very
important thing
important thing
that
that
is
is
supposed to
supposed to
be,
be,
talked
talked
about,
about.
you know.
You know,
But I
but I
believe
believe
that
that
the
the
people,
people,
that are
that are
supposed to
supposed to
deal with
deal with
it will
it
deal
will
with
deal
it.
with it.
And that is
That is
part of
part of
why
why
we
we
here
here
on the
on the
global
global
clusters
clusters
are
are
talking
talking
about
about
the
the
security
security
in
in
election,
election,
and that
and that
begins in
begins
the
in the
mind,
mind,
not
not
no
you know
with the
with the
ballot
ballot
box.
box.
And that
And
is
that
what
is
our
what our
O
zero
O 01
01
global
global
security
security
clusters
clusters
of the
of the
global
global
clusters,
clusters,
Colonel
Retired Colonel
Chief
Chief
Michael Gbenga
Gbenga
Oshin
Oshin
has
has
highlighted
highlighted
out
out
for us
for
here.
us here.
So
So
manipulation
manipulation
destroys
destroys
minds,
minds,
and
and
when
when
minds
minds
are
are
destroyed,
destroyed,
then
then
you
you
have
have
destroyed
destroyed
the
the
nation.
nation.
So
So
we
we
should be
should be
disciplined
disciplined
and
and
have
have the
control
control
of
of
our
our
emotions
emotion
and
and
decisions.
decision.
Okay,
Okay,
excellent
excellent
day,
day,
excellent
excellent
moment
moment
to
to
everyone, no
everyone, no
matter where
matter
you're
where you're
streaming
streaming
from.
from. It's
Let's
Let's
talk
Talk
security.
Security with
Retired
retired
Colonel
Colonel
Chief
Chief
Michael
Michael
Gbenga
Gbenga
Oshin,
Oshin,
and
and
I
I
am
am
the
the
anchor
anchor
in his
in his
absence.
absence
Today,
today,
we're
and we are
talking
talking
about
about
discipline.
discipline.
You know,
You know,
election
election
security
security
begins
begins
in the
in the
mind,
mind,
and
and
we are
we are
here
here
talking
talking
about
about
how
how
manipulation
manipulation
destroys
destroys
minds.
minds.
And I
And I
just
just
said,
said,
when
when
minds are
minds are
destroyed,
destroyed,
then you
then
have
you have
destroyed
destroyed
the
the
nation.
nation.
You know,
You know,
um,
um,
we
we
have to
have to
defeat
defeat
fear,
fear,
we
we
have to
have to
defeat
defeat
manipulation
manipulation
and
and
violence
violence
before
before
the
the
ballot.
ballot.
So
So
the
the
election
election
security
security
begins
begins
in the
in the
mind.
mind.
So
So
we
we
need
need
to
to
talk
talk
about
about
discipline.
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 People
People
should
should
talk
talk
about
about
discipline
discipline
in
in
any
any
language
language
that you
that you
understand.
understand.
Discipline
Discipline
for
for
people to
people
be
to be
able
able
to
to
control
control
their
their
emotion,
emotions,
to
to
control their
control their
behavior, to
behavior, to
control
control
their
their
reaction
reaction
and
and
decision,
decision,
even
even
under
under
pressure,
pressure,
provocation,
provocation,
fear,
fear,
or
or
manipulation.
manipulation.
Because
Because
in
in
security,
security,
discipline
discipline
is the
is the
barrier
barrier
between
between
order
order
and
and
chaos.
chaos.
So
So
you're
you're
welcome back
welcome back
in
in
Swaki
Swaki
Olayinka.
Olayinka.
I
I
thought
thought
we
we
lost you
lost
there
you there
for a
for a
moment.
moment.
So let's
Let's
move on
move on
to
to
what do we call
we
it?
call it
Danger
danger
of
of
fake
fake
news.
news.
We
We
mentioned that
mentioned that
last
last fake news. When you hear news
and
and
you are the
you are the
type that
type
you
that you
don't
don't
confirm the
confirm the
news,
news,
you
you
are
are
quick to
quickly to
fall for
fall for
fake
fake
news,
news
because
because
fake
fake
news,
news,
you know,
you know,
hate
hate
speech
speech
and
and
or
or
deep
deep
fakes
fakes
like
like
AI
AI
generated
generated
information
information
that
that
are
are
not
not
genuine
genuine
can
can
spread
spread
easily.
easily,
And that
and
is
that
why
is why
we
we
have to
have to
be
be
digitally
digitally
educated
educated
and
and
also
also
have
have
discipline.
discipline.
Have a
Have a
discipline of
discipline of
making
making
sure
sure
that
that
you
you
confirm the
confirm the
details,
details,
you
you
confirm
confirm
that
that
the
the
facts
facts
are
are
there
there
before you
before you
share
share
it
it
or
or
before
before
you
you
act
act
upon
upon
it.
it.
Basically,
Basically,
just
just
getting an
getting an
information
information
and
and
acting on
acting on
it
it
is
is
an
an
act of
act of
discipline.
indiscipline.
So
So
we
we
should
should
also
also
let
let
youth
youth
refuse
refuse
to be
to be
used
used
as
as
weapons
weapons
in
in
election
election
time.
time.
You know, disciplined
Disciplined
citizens,
citizens,
stronger
stronger
democracy.
democracy.
That is
That is
what
what
makes,
makes
you know, a
a
great
great
nation
nation
and a
and a
great
great
result of
result of
election.
election.
Where
Where
the
the
citizens
citizens
are,
are,
disciplined
disciplined
and
and
the
the
democracy
democracy
is
is
practiced
practiced
accurately.
accurately.
You know, peaceful
Peaceful
elections
elections
do
do
not
not
begin
begin
at
at
polling
polling
stations.
stations.
They
They
begin
begin
in
in
disciplined
disciplined
minds,
minds,
responsible
responsible
conversations,
conversations,
and
and
informed
informed
communities.
communities.
Hmm?
Hmm?
I'll read
I'll
it
read
again.
that again.
Peaceful
Peaceful
elections
elections
do
do
not
not
begin
begin
at
at
polling
polling
stations.
stations.
They
They
begin
begin
in
in
disciplined
disciplined
minds,
minds,
responsible
responsible
conversations,
conversations,
and
and
informed
informed
communities.
communities.
So
So
that is
that is
why
why
this
this
platform
platform
from the
from the
global
global
clusters
clusters
has
has
designed
designed
itself to
itself to
talk
talk
about
about
security
security
because
because
we are
we are
informed
informed
community.
communities.
The
The
global
global
clusters
clusters
and the
and the
sparkles
sparkles
is a
is a
community of
community of
technocrats,
technocrats,
professionals,
professionals,
and
and
entrepreneurs
entrepreneurs
where we
where we
share
share
accurate
accurate
knowledge
knowledge
and
and
information
information
of
of
our
our
industry
industry
and
and
our
our
environment
environment
and
and
many
many
more.
more.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
for the
likes,
likes,
Honey.
Honey.
Thanks for
Thanks for
joining.
joining.
Thanks for
Thanks for
passing
passing
by.
by.
This is
This is
Let's
Let's
Talk
Talk
Security
Security
with the
with the
O1
O1
Global
Global
Security
Security
Cluster of
Cluster
the
of the
Global
Global
Clusters.
Clusters.
That's
That's
retired
retired
Colonel
Colonel
Samek
Sameke
Gbenga
Gbenga
Oshin.
Oshin.
Is
Is
currently
currently
not
not
available
available
today,
today,
so I'm
so I'm
just
just
anchoring
anchoring
on his
on his
behalf.
behalf.
And
And
currently,
currently,
we've been
we've been
talking
talking
about
about
discipline,
discipline,
and
and
I
I
just
just
read out
read out
to
to
us
us
his
his
quote
quote
here
here
saying,
saying,
"Peaceful
"Peaceful
elections do
elections do
not
not
begin at
begin at
polling
polling
stations.
stations.
They
They
begin in
begin in
disciplined
disciplined
minds,
minds,
responsible
responsible
conversations,
conversations,
and
and
informed
informed
communities."
communities."
And
And
I am
I
just
am just
sharing
sharing
that
that
that is
that is
what the
what the
global
global
clusters and the
clusters and the
Spark
Spark
Hub
Hub
stands
stands
for.
for.
So
So
thanks for
thanks for
joining.
joining.
Thanks for
Thanks
the
for the
like. I
like. I
really
really
appreciate that.
appreciate that.
So the
So the
global
global
clusters
clusters
are a
are
robust
robust
community of
community of
technocrats,
technocrats,
entrepreneurs,
entrepreneurs,
and
and
professionals
professionals
where we
where we
meet
meet
for
for
different
different
revolutions.
revolutions.
Like for
Like, for
example, we
example, we
have a
have a
revolution
revolution
called
called
accurate
accurate
knowledge
knowledge
and
and
information,
information,
where
where
different
different
knowledgeable,
knowledgeable,
educated
educated
giants,
giants,
come with
come with
accurate
accurate
informations
informations
for
for
everyone to
everyone to
share
share
and to
and to
digest
digest
and
and
to
to
learn
learn
from
from
and
and
probably
probably
earn
earn
from.
from.
So
So
we
we
need
need
a
a
informed
informed
community
community
before we
before we
can
can
have
have
a
a
responsible
responsible
conversation.
conversation.
That's my
That's my
point.
point.
So
So
that
that
is
is
the
the
solution
solution
that the
that the
global
global
clusters and
clusters
the
and the
Spark Hub
Spark
has
Hub has
brought,
brought,
which has
which has
given birth
given
to
birth
this
to this
type
type
of
of
platform
platform
and this
and
type
this
of
type of
conversation.
conversation.
Honey, I
Honey, I
don't
don't
know
know
if
if
you would
you
like
would like
to,
to,
add your
add your
voice
voice
on
on
this
this
call as
call as
well,
well,
because
because
security
security
begins with
begins with
me and
me and
you,
you,
no
no
matter where
matter
you're
where you're
from,
from,
no
no
matter,
matter,
what
what
language you
language you
speak.
speak.
We are
We are
all,
all,
you know,
you know,
uh,
uh,
answerable
answerable
to
to
the
the
call
call
of
of
security,
security,
because
because
security
security is not
is
just
about our
about our
property,
properties,
it's
it's
also
also
about
about
our
our
life.
life.
And
And
when
when
life is
life is
concerned,
concerned,
we
we
have to
have to
think of
think
the
of the
future.
future.
And
And
also,
also,
when
when
people are
people
going
are
to
going
be
to be
making
making
decisions
decisions
about
of
our
our
lives,
lives,
we
we
should
should
also
also
be
be
mindful
mindful
and be
and be
disciplined to
disciplined to
know
know
about it.
about it.
So,
So
election
election
security
security
begins
begins
in the
in the
mind,
mind,
no
no
matter
matter
where
where
you are
you are
from.
from.
And
And
that is
that
what
is
we are
what we are
talking
talking
about
about
today.
today.
So,
So
the
the
Global
global
Clusters
clusters
platform
platform
that
that
has
has
given birth
given
to
birth to
this
this
kind of
kind of
conversation
conversation
is
is
a
a
nation
nation
building
building
platform.
platform.
You
You
understand?
understand?
Because
Because
with
with
this
this
kind of
kind of
responsible
responsible
conversations
conversations
and
and
a
a
informed
informed
community,
community,
then
then
we
we
can
can
have
have
a
a
disciplined
disciplined
citizen
citizens
that
that
can
can
practice
practice
accurate
accurate
democracy.
democracy.
In that
In
way.
that way.
So
So
that is
that
my
is my
own
own
view
view
as
as
it is,
it is,
that
that
if this
if
kind
this
of
kind of
community
community
keep
keep
growing
growing
where
where
people
people
have
have
responsible
responsible
conversations,
conversations,
then we
then
are
we are
able
able
to
to
create
create
an
an
informed
informed
community.
community.
Because
Because
where we
where we
share
share accurate knowledge and
information,
information,
where
where we do
fact,
fact
we
we
fact check
fact check
any
any
information
information
before we
before we
share it,
share it,
that
that
is
is
that's an
that's an
informed
informed
community,
community,
not
not
just
just
people
people
that
that
like.
like.
Some people
Some
are
people
even
are even
fond of
fond of
making
making
hierarchy
RIP
content of
content of
people that
people
are
that are
still
still
alive,
alive,
and I
and I
don't
don't
see
see
what
what
joy that
joy
they
that they
derive
derive
from
from
that,
that,
if not
if not
because of
because of
just
just
probably
probably
the
the
views.
views.
And
And
the
the
danger
danger
of
of
fake
fake
news
news
is
is
very,
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 very
very
massive.
massive.
The
The
danger of
danger of
fake news
fake
is
news is
very
very
massive.
massive.
It
It
can
can
cause
cause
war.
war.
It
It
can
can
break
break
nation,
nation,
can
can
break
break
home.
homes.
We
We
all
all
know
know
what
what
fake
fake
news
news
can
can
do,
do.
and with
And
the
with the
help
help
of
of
artificial
artificial
intelligence
intelligence
right
right
now,
now,
there
there
are
are
going to
going
be
to
a lot
be a
of
lot of
fake news
fake news
around,
around.
and
And I
pity the
pity the
people that
people
are
that are
not
not
ready for
ready
the
for the
future yet
future yet
in
in
terms
terms
of
of
technology,
technology,
in
in
terms
terms
of
of
digital,
digital,
innovations
innovations
that are
that are
going on
going
right
on right now.
now. Many
Many
people are
people are
consuming
consuming
so
so
much of
much of
content right
content right
now
now
that
that
they are
they're
not
not
even
even
real,
real,
and they are
and they are
so
so,
sucked
sucked
into
into
it
it
and
and
making
making
money
money
for
for some
people
people,
and forgetting
forgetting
their
their
own
own
self.
self.
So that
So
is
that is
why
why
the
the
Let's Talk
Let's Talk
Security
Security
conversation,
conversation
to
to
me,
me
is a
is a
responsible
responsible
conversation,
conversation,
because
because
not a
not a
lot of
lot of
people
people
understand that
understand that
even
even
your
your
own
own
data
data
is
is
part of
part
your
of your
security.
security.
So
Some
people will
people will
take
take
pictures of
pictures of
important
important
information
information
about
about
themselves and
themselves and
share it
share it
online,
online,
you
you
know,
know,
forgetting that
forgetting
they
that they
are
are
exposing
exposing
themselves
themselves
or
or
their
their
family
family
members.
members.
So
So
we are
we
all
are all
guilty of
guilty
all
of
this
all this
because
because
we
we
just
just say, well,
having a
having a
nice
nice time,
take a
take a
picture,
picture,
just
just
share it.
share it.
You don't
You
know
don't know
who
who
else is
else
going
is
to
going to
see it.
see it.
You
You
cannot
cannot
control the
control the
internet.
internet.
There is
There is
over
over
5
1.5
billion
billion human beings
on the
on the
internet.
internet.
So
So
we have
we
to
have to
be
be
security
security
conscious,
conscious,
and we
and
have
we
to
have
be
to be
disciplined
disciplined
in
in
terms
terms
of
of
what we
what we
share
share
and
and
what we
what we
believe.
believe.
So there
So
is
there is
danger
danger
in
in
fake
fake
news
news
and
and
hate
hate
speech,
speech,
and
and
that has
that has
caused a
caused
lot
a
of
lot of
war,
war,
and that
and
has
that has
broken a
broken a
lot of
lot of
relations.
relations.
And I
And I
believe
believe if
our
our
OO1
OO1
global
global
security
security cluster
cluster
is there, it will
will
definitely
agree
agree
with me
with me
on this
on this
as
as
well.
well.
So
So
I
I
believe
believe everyone
listening
listening
right
right
now
now
or that
or
will
that will
be
be
listening in
listening
the
in the
future,
future
we
will
also
also
agree with.
agree with me.
So
So
we
we
have
have
to
to
have
have
a
a
disciplined
disciplined
mind
mind
to be
to
able
be
to
able to
control
control
our
our
emotion.
emotion.
Our
Our
mind
mind
is the
is the
first
first
battlefield
battlefield
in this
in
life.
this life.
Our
Our
mind
mind
is the
is the
first
first
battle,
battlefield, the
first
first
war
war front
we
that we
all
all
face
face
as a
as a
human.
human being.
Our
Our
mind.
mind.
So
So
we
we
have
have
to
to
discipline
discipline
our
our
mind.
mind.
We
We
have
have
to
to
have
have
a
a
disciplined
disciplined
mind.
mind.
You
You
have to
have to
translate
translate
that
that
to
to
any
any
language
language
you
you
understand.
understand.
You
You
have to
have to secure your mind.
You know,
You
you have
have to secure your mind before you can secure anything else.
You
You
have
have
to
to
be
be
able
able
to
to
secure your
secure your
mind
mind
before you
before you
can
can
control
control
your
your
emotions,
emotions,
your
your
behavior,
behavior,
your
your
reaction
reaction
and
and
decisions.
decisions.
Whether
Whether you,
when
when
under
under
pressure
pressure
or
or
whether
whether you are
under
under
provocation
provocation
or
or
fear
fear
or
or
manipulation.
manipulation.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
discipline is
discipline is
very,
very,
very
very
important
important
in
in
security
security
because with
because with
discipline
discipline
you
you
you'll be
you'll be
able
able
to
to
escape
escape
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
wrongdoing
wrongdoings
with
with
discipline
discipline
if you
if
have
you
the
have the
right
right
discipline.
discipline.
If you
If you,
if you have
if you have
secured your
secured your
mind,
mind,
if you have
if you have
disciplined your
disciplined your
mind
mind
100%,
100%
in the
in a
rightful
rightful
manner
manner
for
for
yourself
yourself
and for
and
your
for your
loved
loved ones.
ones. If
If
you
you
have
have
prepared your
prepared your
mind
mind
in a
in a
disciplined way
disciplined
to
way to
protect
protect
yourself and
yourself
your
and your
loved one,
loved one,
and
and
you are
you are
educated,
educated,
learning
learning
every
every
day,
day,
giving
giving
yourself
yourself
awareness
awareness
and
and
making sure
making
you
sure
are
you are
aware of
aware
your
of your
environment
environment
and
and
everything.
everything.
So many
So many
people are
people are
hearing
hearing
artificial intelligence, artificial
artificial
intelligence.
intelligence.
All
All
they
that
can
you
say
can
is,
say is,
I don't
I
want to
don't
have
want to have
anything to
anything
do
to
with
do
that.
with that.
Nothing
Nothing
concerns me
concerns
with
me
that.
with that.
Give them
Give them
5 years
5 years
now.
now.
When they have
When they have
seen the
seen the
changes they
changes they
have
have
done,
done,
they will
they
be
will be
behind.
behind.
And that
And
will
that
be
will be
another
another
set of
set of
people
people
trying to
trying to
catch up
catch up
again.
again.
You know,
You know,
the
the
kids
kids
nowadays
nowadays
are
that are
growing up
growing up are
catching up
catching up
faster
faster
than the
than the
adults
adults
because
because
when they
when they
watch
watch
you
you
swiping
swiping
and
and
swiping
swiping
on
on
your
your
phone,
phone
and they're
and they're
already
already
used to
used to
that,
that,
and by the
and by the
time they
time they
grow up, they
grow up, they
just want
just
to
want
do
to
what
do
you're
what you're
doing.
doing.
But
But
adults
adults
don't
don't
see that.
see that.
You
You
think they
think they
don't know
don't
what
know what
you're
you're
doing,
doing,
so you
so
can
you can
just
just
continue what
continue
you're
what you're
doing.
doing.
They are
But they are
watching.
watching.
And
And what is the first
what are
what
the
are the
first
first
pattern
pattern of
learning
learning?
is
Is
watching.
watching.
You have
You
to
have to
watch
watch
to
to
practice
practice
before you
before
know.
you know.
You
You
understand?
understand?
So
So
we
we
have to
have to
discipline
discipline
our
our
mind,
mind,
and
and
discipline
discipline
our
our
mind
mind gives
gives us
us
the
the
ability
ability
to
to
control our
control our
emotions,
emotions,
our
our
behavior,
behavior,
our
our
reaction,
reaction,
and
and
decision.
decisions.
And
And
I've
I've
mentioned that
mentioned that
digital
digital
security
security
is
is
very
very
important.
important.
Your
Your
name,
name,
your
your
not just
not just
your
your
name,
name,
a lot
a
of
lot of
details
details
are
are
very
very
important.
important.
You know,
You know,
on
on
Instagram,
Instagram,
Facebook,
Facebook,
and
and
TikTok,
TikTok,
and
and all
other
other
social
social
media,
media,
they are
they
not
are
meant
not meant
for
for
some of
some
your
of your
private
private
information
informations
to
to
be
be,
free
free
out there
out there
because
because
even though
even though
you're
you're
not
not
affecting
affecting
yourself,
yourself,
you'll
you
be
could be
affecting
affecting
somebody
somebody
close
close
to
to
you,
you,
and
and
that
that
is
is
not
not
very
very, very
nice,
nice.
and that
And
is
that is
discipline.
indiscipline.
And
And
in
in
today's
today's
world,
world,
discipline is
discipline is
very,
very,
very
very
important
important
because
because
discipline is
discipline
the
is the
barrier
barrier
between
between,
you
you
know
know,
uh,
uh,
chaos
chaos
and
and
order.
order.
In
In
our
our
human
one
world
word
here on
here
this
on
player,
Inspire,
in
in
security,
security,
discipline
discipline
is the
is the
barrier
barrier
between
between
order
order
and
and
chaos.
chaos.
So,
So,
um,
um,
I
I
believe
believe
everyone
everyone
listening
listening
to us
to us
right
right
now,
now,
or that
or
will
that will
listen
listen
to us
to
in
us
the
in the
future,
future,
we
we
have
have
one or
one or
two
two
to
to
gain
gain
from
from
this.
this.
You
You
have
have
to
to
defeat
defeat
your
your
fear.
fear.
You
You
have
have
to
to
defeat
defeat
the
the
spirit
spirit
of
of
indiscipline
indiscipline
because
because
indiscipline
indiscipline
can
can
get
get
you
you
manipulated,
manipulated,
and
and
manipulation
manipulation
can
can
result
result
in
in
violence.
violence.
And
And
this
this
also
also
applies
applies
in
in
election.
election.
Don't be
Don't be
defeated
defeated
because
because
somebody
somebody
come and
come
tell
and
you
tell you
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 have to
have to
do
do
this
this
for
for
so
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 so so
party or
party
for
or
so
for so
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 candidate.
candidate.
You
You
have to
have
be
to be
disciplined so
disciplined
that
so
you
that you
don't get
don't get
manipulated
manipulated
to be
to be
used
used
as a
as a
tool
tool
for
for
election,
election,
violence,
violence,
or
or
malpractices.
malpractices.
You
You
understand?
understand?
You know,
You know,
the
the
greatest
greatest
election
election
security
security
threat
threat
is
is
not the
not the
ballot
ballot
box,
box,
it
it
is
is
the
the
uncontrolled
uncontrolled
mind.
mind.
An
An
uncontrolled
uncontrolled
mind
mind
will
will
bow
bow
or
or
succumb
succumb
to
to
fear
fear
and
and
manipulation.
manipulation.
You
You
understand?
understand?
But
But
if
if
we
we
are
are
informed,
informed,
disciplined,
disciplined,
and
and
secure
secure
our
our
mind,
mind,
we
we
will
will
be
be
able
able
to,
to,
um,
um,
escape
escape
being
being
manipulated educated and escape being destroyed
destroyed
with
with
fake
fake
news
news
or
or
being
being
manipulated with
manipulated with
fake
fake
news or
news or
hate
hate
speech.
speech.
Okay,
Okay,
and
and
with
with
discipline,
discipline,
environment,
environment, and
community,
community,
youth
youth
will, will
will
refuse to
refuse
be
to be
used
used
as
as
weapons.
weapons.
You know,
You know,
and
and
with
with
discipline
discipline
and
and
constant
constant
learning,
learning,
because
because
with
with
discipline,
discipline,
part of
part of
discipline
discipline
is to
is to
be
be
learning
learning
every
every
day. You
day. You
have to
have
be
to be
learning
learning
every
every
day.
day.
And if
And
you're
if you're
learning
learning every
every day,
day,
we have
we
been
have been
shouting
shouting
people
people
should
should
learn
learn
digital
digital
literacy
literacy
now.
now.
Digital
Digital
literacy is
literacy is
available
available
for
for
age
age
6
6
to
to
120,
120,
and that
and that
consists of
consists of
everybody,
everybody,
and it's
and
for
is for
free
free
on the
on the
Spark
Spark
Hubs.
Hubs.
You are
You are
able to
able
do
to do
digital
digital
literacy
literacy
for
for
free.
free.
You are
You are
able
able
to
to
do how
do
to
how to
become a
become a
digital
digital
entrepreneur
entrepreneur
for
for
free
free
on the
on the
Spark
Spark
Hubs.
Hubs.
These are
These are
free
free
courses
courses
that
that
can
can
give
give
you
you
digital
digital
security,
security,
because
because
also
also
we
we
need to
need to
be
be
digitally
digitally
security
security
wise
wise
during
during
election
election
period.
period.
Okay,
Okay,
discipline
disciplined
citizens
citizens
create,
create,
you know,
you know,
a
a
responsible
responsible
and
and
informed
informed
community.
community.
So my
So my
people,
people,
secure your
secure your
mind,
mind,
secure the
secure the
community,
community,
secure
secure
the
the
nation.
nation.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much
very
for
much for
everyone
everyone
that
that
has
has
listened
listened
to
to
my
my,
little
little
contribution on
contribution on
today's
today's
Let's
Let's
Talk
Talk
Security.
Security.
And
And
I
I
hope
hope
everyone
everyone
that
that
listens and
listens and
hears this
hears this
information,
information,
you know, can
can
comment
comment
and
and
add
add
their
their
own
own
voice
voice
to
to
it,
it,
because
because
Let's Talk
Let's Talk
Security
Security
is
is
not
not
just
just
my
my
call, it's
call,
a
it's a
call for
call for
everybody.
everybody.
Security
Security
begins
begins
with
with
you,
you,
security
security
begins
begins
with
with
me.
me.
Security is
Security is
not
not
just for
just
the
for the
military or
military
for
or
the
for the
police or
police
for
or
the
for the
government
government
or the
or the
vigilante.
vigilante.
We
We
all
all
have a
have a
role to
role to
play
play
in
in
discipline,
discipline,
in
in
security.
security.
And
And
in
in
security,
security,
discipline
discipline
is the
is the
barrier
barrier
between
between
order and
order and
chaos.
chaos.
We
We
need
need
to
to
have
have
discipline.
discipline.
We
We
have to
have to
make sure
make
we
sure we
have
have
discipline.
discipline.
We
We
have
have
to
to
have
have
discipline
discipline
that
that
our
our
mind
mind
cannot
cannot
just be
just be
manipulated
manipulated
or
or
controlled
controlled
with,
with
fear
fear
or
or
violence.
violence.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
thank you
thank you
very
very
much,
much,
everyone.
everyone.
I want
I
to
want
say
to
a
say
great
a great
thank you
thank you
to
to
our
our
O1
001 Global
Security
Security
Cluster
Cluster
of
of
the
the
Global
Global
Cluster
Cluster
for
for
this
this
opportunity,
opportunity,
for
for
this
this
platform
platform
that
that
he
he
has
has
created
created
for us
for us
to
to
be
be
able
able
to
to
discuss
discuss
on
on uh,
security.
security.
Security
Security of
life,
life,
security of
security of
property,
property,
security
security
of
of
our
our
nation,
nation,
and
and
security
security
of
of
Earth,
earth
where we
where we
belong.
belong.
So,
So
thank you
thank you
very
very
much, sir.
much, sir.
And thank you
Thank you
very much,
very much,
everyone
everyone
that has
that has
listened
listened
and
and
will be
that will be
listening
listening
later
later
on.
on.
Don't
Don't
forget to
forget to
add your
add your
own
own
voice,
voice,
add your
add your
comment,
comment,
and
and
let us
let us
know
know
what to
what's your
take
take
on
on
Let's
Let's
Talk
Talk
Security,
Security,
election
election
security,
security,
and the
and the
place
place
of
of
discipline
discipline
in
in
security.
security.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much.
I
I
remain
remain
Kayode
Kayode
Oyedotun,
Uyedotu,
aka
aka
Master
Master
Genie.
Genie.
And
And
before we
before we
go,
go,
we
we
normally
normally
ask,
ask,
who
who
are
are
we?
we?
We
We
are the
are the
global
global
clusters,
clusters,
a
a
robust
robust
community
community
of
of
technocrats,
technocrats,
entrepreneurs,
entrepreneurs,
and
and
professionals,
professionals,
or
or
aspiring
aspiring
technocrats,
technocrats,
professionals,
professionals,
or
or
entrepreneurs.
entrepreneurs.
The
The
global
Global
clusters
Clusters
is
is
not
not
just a
just a
social
social
media
media
platform with
platform
the
with the
best
best
monetization
monetization
platform on
platform on
earth.
earth.
It's a
It's a
nation
nation
building
building
social
social
media
media
platform,
platform,
proudly
proudly
African to
African
the
to the
world.
world.
We
We
meet
meet
for
for
different
different
revolutions
revolutions
every
every
day.
day.
In the
In the
morning, on
morning on
Saturday, we
Saturday, we
go on
go
Let's
on
Talk
Let's Talk
Security
Security
with
with
our
our
retired
retired
Colonel
Colonel
Chief
Chief
Michael
Michael
Gbenga
Gbenga
Oshin,
Oshin,
the
the
001
001 Global Security
clusters of
Clusters
the
of the
global
Global
clusters.
Clusters.
And in
And
the
in the
evening,
evening,
we'll be
we'll be
going
going
on
on
accurate
accurate
connection.
connection.
That will
That
be
will
by
be by
5
5
p.m.
p.m.
And
And
by
by
8 p.m.,
8 p.m.,
we
we
go
go
on
on
the
the
36
36
and
and
Beyond
Beyond
Mobile
Moral
Network.
Network.
Okay, and
Okay,
on
and on
Sunday,
Sunday,
5
5
p.m.,
p.m.,
we shall
we
be
shall be
meeting again for people to people revolution.
So
Thank you very much for those who have listened to us today.
Thank you very much
to
to
those
those
who
who
will
will
be
be listening to us in the
future.
future,
The
as the
video
video
will
will
be
be
shared
shared
on
on
YouTube
YouTube
and
and
TikTok
TikTok
as
as
well.
well.
I
I
can
can
see
see
you are
you are
back,
back,
Spatula
Spatula
Yinka. I
Yinka. I
was
was
just
just
doing the
doing the
cutting,
cutting,
and
and
that's
that's
the
the
end
end
of
of
today's
today's
Let's
Let's
Talk
Talk
Security.
Security.
And I've
And I've
said that
said
we
that we
should
should
all,
all,
you know, drop
drop
our
our
comment
comments
and
and
our own
our own
submission.
submission.
What's your
What's your
take
take
when
when
we
we
say
say
let's
let's
talk
talk
security,
security,
and when
and
we
when we
talk
talk
about
about
the
the
election
election
security,
security,
and
and
also
also
the
the
place
place
of
of
discipline
discipline
in
in
security?
security?
So
So
thank you
thank you
very
very
much
much
for your
for your
time.
time.
I
I
hope you
hope you
have a
have a
wonderful
wonderful
weekend.
weekend.
See
See
you
you
in
in
the
the
evening
evening
for
for
accurate
accurate
connection.
connection.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much,
much,
everyone.
everyone.
Bye for
Bye
now.
for now.
Bye.
Bye.